now.
If you had to lose one item into the fire, what would you rather be, a hot dog or a marshmallow? 80% of people saying they couldn't bear to lose the hot dog.
How about that?
But when a marshmallow's burning, it's on fire, man, that's just a horrible feeling, too.
Right. I know.
And you can't touch it.
And you're looking around and everybody's occupied with their own thing, and you're like, help me, somebody blow it out.
This is the Rod Pedersen Show.
It absolutely is. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to this Thursday edition, April Fool's Day edition of the RP Show. Episode number 454 of Canada's daytime sports talk show is on the air. Darren Moose DuPont's with me. How you doing, Moose?
I'm doing really well.
What an absolutely wonderfully awesome day.
Yeah.
I'll tell you why. I got a lot to get to here. Welcome to the warm-up for the Four Seasons Sports Palace. Look, quick 6 show topics coming up, show guests and all the rest. But the reason I'm so happy is we just had a visit from the Regina Pats, and they dropped off some gifts here. Look at the ooh. That is from the team. Can you hold yours up, Darren? Yeah. And they said, because we're the television broadcast crew for the Regina Pats, God's team, they said, you're part of us now. So, Darren, do you want to put that on? Hey, Blades, suck on that. This is the Pats guy here, Darren DuPont.
I might start mouthing.
How about that? So, yeah, I love it. This
Pretty
might
good,
be the
right?
first day that I wear a ball cap. I've often wondered, should I wear a ball cap on this show or not?
You want to?
Well,
You
I
can.
got $30,000 invested in this hair, this AstroTurf. You don't really want to cover it up.
Life is all about managing risk.
Exactly. So very grateful for the Regina Pats to drop off with some gifts and kind words today. So there's that. And then, yeah, it's April Fool's. And here's what I said to the guys yesterday when we were leaving. I said, let's all come up with an April Fool's joke, and we'll put them on the table, and then we'll pick the best one. Well, by 10 a.m., where we are in the sweatpants capital, noon Eastern, it's basically over, right? And I said, nothing to do with the CFL. I don't want anything to do with me or my career, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's limiting things substantially.
A little bit.
So I'm just saying nerves are so fraught right now around the CFL, but that didn't stop somebody from sending him a thing on Facebook that said CFL, XFL announcing a merger. Did you see that?
Yeah.
And it looked incredibly real. They're like, this is a 5-year minimum agreement. We're announcing a merger. The ratio's gone. And I'm like, this looks really real. I knew it was April 1st. I sent it to Arash. I said, dude, I just got this. He's like, check the calendar, man. I'm like, ah! And I didn't want to be the person doing it to that guy.
Yeah.
So we had, whose idea was it that we were going to have Colin Kaepernick signed by the Stampeders? Whose was that?
That was between me and Clark, I think.
Was it you, Clark? Right, okay.
Yeah,
Clark's saying he said Kaepernick signs on the CFL. You said the Stamps, and you guys wanted to drop some sort of mini controversy that Levi Mitchell was on the bubble in Calgary. And wouldn't that have been fun? And then what else? I've seen that Bulls Club tweeting from Saskatoon that they were going to get an NHL franchise. I had people tweeting me going, is this right? I hate to tell you to look at the calendar, but for the rest of the world, that just tells you how bad we in the rectangle would love to have an NHL team. Broke hearts to have to say that was a joke.
Right. And you can do that one-on-one. Don't be the guy who goes into a reply like that and just say, ruin it right the second it comes out.
I know.
But if you are pulling off an April Fool's joke and you're on Twitter and it's your tweet, you can go and hide that reply.
You can, yeah.
So when somebody
do that.
Does that, yeah.
And then the one I saw, I was on CJOB Winnipeg earlier today, and they had mentioned that there was some joke out there that Tom Brady was bringing the Montreal Expos back to Quebec. Oh, wow. Had you heard that?
No, I missed that one.
And I'm like, yeah, make it outlandishly unbelievable. To announce that the CFL, XFL is going to announce a merger, that hurts way too close. That hits way too close to home.
Yeah.
Right? That's why I said, let's not touch that. But somebody did, and I fell for it. Anyways, happy April 1st, everybody. Welcome to April. April showers bring May flowers. Joe Roberts will be with us. I got to properly get the title for Joe. He's a resiliency expert. I think now he's going by energy and stress management coach. A lot of the Skid Row CEO. Some of you will have heard of his story. He'll tell it more next hour. And Brian Weeb from the BC Hockey League Network. BC Hockey Network. you see that I'm stirring up a lot there too. And so let's get in it. It's in the Quick Six Show topics. Please hit it, Director Jordan. Thanks for sitting through that. I was the first one here today after Jordan, by the way.
Impressive.
Not really. Jordan's like, why are you here? What's going on? He thought it had something to do with an April Fool's joke that he was not let in on.
Yeah.
But no, I was just here ahead of everybody else because I heard the Pats were coming to give us gifts. Anyways, number one, these are of importance to me, right? We haven't forgot that. Number one, Montreal and Vancouver to welcome NFL games. Did you see that story at rodpedersen.com or 3 down?
I did.
Oh, boy. So here's my take on this story. Officials from Olympic Stadium in BC Place saying, hey, we'll open our doors for the NFL to come play here. My first thought was, if the CFL was strong, no problem. Let's open our doors for everybody. But it's not strong. So for the two of the biggest markets in the country to say, come on in, NFL, it's just another kick to the nards of the CFL. That's not good news, right?
No.
The Olympic Stadium's not open their doors for the Alouettes, but they'll open it for the NFL. So I'm not that happy with that.
No, that's right. That's right. You'd love to see the Alouettes selling at Olympic Stadium. Not happening. They play at McGill. But now you see it and you're like, oh, that would be amazing to have a game in there. And when the NFL does play in there, won't that be something?
Yeah.
So I have seen it. And, I don't know. I mean, depending on how successful it goes, it'll make people think. That's for sure. It'll make people think, and that's not a good thing for the CFL.
Well, it's just we're getting to a point now where when we do welcome fans, people in those markets are not going to have to make a decision between CFL games or NFL games with limited funds. We all know that not everybody's got unlimited funds to throw at tickets. So this is not good for the Canadian Football League. And by the way, there's a story, there's a quote from the CFL in that article. It's at rodpedersen.com right now, where they basically had a no comment on these NFL games coming into Canada. So it's not real good. Who's the gentleman from Winnipeg watching? Darren Thompson. He said, CJOB rocks. Darn, I missed that. We taped it, Cam Poitras and I. So it's on Jets at noon today. So you didn't miss it. So through the sleight of hand and magic of broadcast, I'll be on CJOB and here at the same time. Yeah.
All right.
Wednesday, NHL Leftovers. Ooh, this is fun. The Leafs went into Winnipeg and won 3-1. This is a little bit of what I was talking about on CJOB. The Leafs had to work to score those goals. That was not a bad game for the Winnipeg Jets. So I don't want anybody jumping off the cliff in Winnipeg. Okay, it was one game. You're not as good as the Leafs. That's the one thing I'm sorry I got to break to you, but you're still good. But the Leafs they're up here. They just knocked off the Oilers, won that set. They're doing the same with the Jets. The Leafs are number one. And the other thing with Nathan MacKinnon, fined this morning, by the way, breaking news, Nathan MacKinnon fined $5,000 for rocketing his helmet at the Coyotes player last night. What did you think about that?
Just didn't look good. I don't like to see the Stars doing that, like because you're losing it, right? Like that's going over the edge, and it didn't look good to me. I didn't like the look of it.
It's in my leftovers I tweeted this morning. Fighting's down, cheap shots are up. The two are related, by the way. If the Stars got to go out and handle their own business, why is that? It's because there's no fighters left to take care of them. You don't see anybody taking liberties with the Golden Knights because Ryan Reeves is there. Who's going to fight on Colorado? Landeskog had to take the other guy out of the way, the damn captain. So, and by the way, I know you can't take your helmet off and throw it at somebody or throw one of your opponent's helmets at somebody, but it hit him in the chest. It was a toss. It's a match penalty. And by the way, $5,000 is nothing.
That's the cheap shot side of it too, right? When you're composed, it's like, okay, I can deal with it. Nobody's taking care of it. Nobody's taking care of it. Then you just kind of boil to the surface and it's wham, right?
Yeah.
Because you get so frustrated, you just want to punch the wall or do your thing. I get that. That's human nature. So that's when cheap shots come. If you can't deal with it early, right away, it builds until something bad happens.
Here's an April Fool's joke that I got time for from Randolph Zora. Breaking news, McMahon Stadium's been condemned. Stamps to play their home games in Okotoks. I can get behind that one. Tim Capper says, the Alouettes and Olympic Stadium have a great relationship. It's the Alouettes who decide if they want to play at the Big O, which they don't. Whatever, dude. I know they have a great relationship. They live there. They practice there. But they don't play there. So, yeah, I said the Olympic Stadium doesn't even want the Alouettes playing there. Whatever. The point is they don't play there. That's the point. Moving on, Dub Hub. The Blades beat Winnipeg 3-2 last night. So you must be happy.
Of course.
They are 9-0-1, points in 10 straight, and way to go, Blades. Sucks that there's no Memorial Cup to play for, but I will say hats off to the Priestners, Hilty Hildebrand, their general manager, Mitch Love. They've built a Memorial Cup-worthy contending team, I would suggest.
Yeah.
It's too bad they don't have to play. But I mean that, by the way. The Priestners get a lot of guff because they're not hockey guys. They're car dealer guys. But you know what? Your record is what you are. Who said it? John Lynch. And the Priestners have been nothing but fantastic to me. And you, obviously.
No, it's true. And they've dealt with their stuff at the beginning and went through the struggles. And now they've got a really good team on the ice that they've got their imprint on. And, hey, it's working, right? You have to be patient and look at the long-term success. And so far, so good.
So that happened in the Dub Hub last night. Tonight, it is a doubleheader. 4 p.m., Moose Jaw Warriors, Swift Current Broncos. 8 p.m., Regina Pats, Brandon Wheat Kings, and we'll have the call of that, and I can't wait. What a way to skedaddle into Easter weekend.
Oh, yeah.
Calling Regina Pats hockey tonight. Point 4, I got this tip the other night at the Pats game, and I forgot to mention it. I'll let you in on a little secret here. While the scouts are on one end of the arena and we're on the other side, we meet at the same bathroom. You were really wondering the other night why I kept running down to the bathroom, not the least of which is I had a cold and I was pumped full of Neocitrin and fluids. But I knew that I might run into some scouts down there, too.
It's like at the club. Everything happens in the line up to the bathroom. So you wonder why you're always hanging out over there, right?
Oh, right. That's why I was hanging around the men's room at the Brand Center. So I got a scoop from one of the scouts, and he says, hey, on your story about the BCHL separating from the Canadian Junior Hockey League, there's more, there's more. And I said, oh, what's that? And he said, it's going to be a division of the United States Hockey League, the USHL. So that came down Tuesday night. I waited till last night to tweet it. It just dawned on me. I'm like, wow, wait a minute. That guy said that. I'm going to tweet that. And now everybody's going nuts. And there was the reporter in Nova Scotia, I think, Josh. He's like, do you have quotes from the BC Hockey League and USHL? Why do I need quotes from them? They're just going to deny it anyways. But it makes a lot more sense now that the BCHL teams, it might not be all the BCHL teams either, but they and the top ones from Alberta become that division of the USHL. Everything's looked after that way. Then they're not their own league. Then everything seems set up. So that's the latest on that. But wow, is that ground-shaking news in terms of the fallout from the story.
Well, it really is, right? And until they rubber stamp it and make their move and, sign the paperwork and whatnot, it's not done. I mean, you can always back out of it, but it doesn't mean that this isn't happening and they're having those conversations. And, it's ultra competitive and you want to put yourself in the best position to have success, right? And it is marketing. And does it really change things for the BCHL? Probably not. The teams are still going to be in those markets and the players are still going to play. Mm. But it might give you a little bit more cachet when recruiting prospects and when trying to, go about your business. So that might, increase things a little bit. It's interesting, but, I don't think it is ground shaking in the Hockey Canada sense. It's very interesting to follow.
We've got Brian Weeb coming up from the BC Hockey Network next block, so we'll talk a little bit more about that. Blue Jays at the Yankees opening day. Last I heard, it was raining in the Bronx. Is it still? You're probably all over that, Clark, are you? Is Sportsnet into their 3-hour pregame show, by the way, from the Bronx? Okay, they haven't started the pregame yet. So they got to get this game in, but I saw
First pitches in 45 minutes.
I know, but I saw a shot from the Bronx. I was watching ESPN this morning, and it was raining at the Bronx then, but of course they had the field tarped off. No George Springer. $150 million doesn't get you what you used to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And point 6. There's no Friday show. That means we have to do our top 5, bottom 5 in the National Hockey League. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, the number 1 team in the NHL is the Tampa Bay Lightning. No argument there. Number 2 team, the Washington Capitals. Number 3, the Colorado Avalanche have cracked the top 5. There's a lot of teams that all have 50 points. There's a ton of them.
Yeah.
1 Tampa, 2 Washington, 3 Colorado, 4 the Florida Panthers are right in there. And the only reason that they're 4th is they don't have the best streak going in their last 10 games, but they're still very good. And number 5, the Toronto Maple Leafs. How did you know? How did you put that up again? Put it up. There you go.
I knew it was coming.
Leafs forever, baby.
I knew it was coming. But that's, again, it's going to change up and down.
Oh, it is. It is. This is as of this week.
Yeah.
And here are your bottom 5 in the National Hockey League. Number 27, San Jose Sharks. Number 28, Detroit Red Wings. Number 29, the Ottawa Senators. And it's too bad because I love those guys. They're young. They're going to be good. But right now, they are the worst team in not the best division in the league. 30, Anaheim. And number 31, the Buffalo Sabres. There you go. It's fast. Top 5, bottom 5. We'll be tweeting that later, and you can summarily yell at me on Twitter for not agreeing with it. Don't think it doesn't hurt that I don't have Canada's team, the Vegas Golden Knights, in there.
Well, I could hear it in your voice when you said Colorado.
You knew that there wasn't. Our top 5's not big enough for 2 Honda West teams.
Yeah, no.
I'm trying to find my text message here from Georgia Yanitsos. I'll get it in from the. Oh, here it is.
He's pretty happy.
From the Greek freak, George Yanitsos at the Four Seasons Sports Palace. He brings you the warm-up every day. Order a fabulous Four Seasons pizza and your favorite beverage for takeout and delivery. One-stop shopping. Call or order online. Four Seasons Sports Palace. We're going to British Columbia after this break. Thanks for sticking with us, everybody. It's the RP Show live on YouTube and Facebook. Of course, Game Plus Television across all 10 provinces and 31 states. And 24-hour sports talk for Suds Full Service Car Wash at rodpedersen.com. Listen live.
You're watching Rod Pedersen On Demand. For more of The Rod Pedersen Show, visit rodpedersen.com or follow Rod Pedersen on social media.